Nigerians are just wonderful, wonderful people. Well, a lot of people want to just feel, get in touch with this our lovely, lovely country. And we deeply appreciate all your efforts, despite your busy schedule across the world. You still want to find out what is going on in Nigeria. And that is the reason we are always here for you, the voice of the people, 90.3. We continue to pray that God should always guide us so that we continue to be the voice of you, your voice, the people voice, because that is the reason we are here. Today we will be looking at, we will take the mirror to face ourselves. We'll be looking at the media, which we are part of. I would say we are part of the stakeholder. And on Saturday, politics, policy, and the people. Today, as we do it every Saturday, we will be looking at the Nigeria democracy, the media, the fault of the media, and that is what we will be looking at today. Do you think the media, the journalists, whether print, electronic, whether we're actually meeting up, or what should we be doing so that we actually nurture these are very, very wonderful democratic system, because if it is good for every one of us. I do tell people Nigeria is our country. I don't need a visa to be in Nigeria. I don't need a passport to be in Nigeria. The international passport, some of us, is just because if you want to travel to other country, and that's the reason. In everything we do, we should only think of Nigeria first. Just as the American people will say America, America, America. So let's look for a way to always say Nigeria. Now, I do tell people too, the people that will solve our problem, it's still we. A lot of us call Donald Trump, we call the Israel Prime Minister, but I will bet you that those guys are busy with their own challenges. So the people that will solve our Nigeria problem is Nigeria. It is better we quickly wake up and know that it is we that will solve our problem than for us to be waiting for other leaders or other leaders or rulers. So as I said, today we'll be looking at the media, and the media. And on the studio with us, we have this section or edition is a very, very unique one because I have a lot of giant, great men in the media profession. I'm already having with us live in the studio, he's Dr. Sowore. Dr. Sowore is a director, National Broadcast Academy of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. Doctor?
Good morning.
Thank you very
Good morning.
much.
Glad to be here. Good morning, listener.
Yeah, I'm your student. That's
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
That was the time it was Federal Radio Corporation Training School.
Yes.
That was when and it was a very, very unique period. It has made a lot of impact, and I know that you are doing very, very great.
Yes, and we are doing very, very wonderfully. And today it is now the National Broadcast Academy.
Thank you very much. And that is a platform and organization that is training us so that we know. To talk. Talk is not easy, something, because if you are saying something, what you say is another person will not interpret and say, no, this is not what I mean. God, you don't talk. You don't talk. And that's the reason you need more training to know how you should, before you say anything, you check it extremely very well before you say it. Virtually is equally a man of the people, and I know I'm already is with us already. Joining us virtually too is no other person than a very, very wonderful broadcast journalist, and equally a very, very strong man in Arise TV. No other person than Rufai Oseni. Rufai, good morning, and thank you very, very much for joining us.
Morning, thanks for having me. Morning.
All right, thank you very, very much. And yes, we will equally be joined shortly Do we have him already? Okay. We will equally be joined by Omoyole Sowore. I think I've just reached out to him, joining us almost right away. Founder, Sahara reporter, and equally a presidential candidate of AA in Nigeria 2023 general election. Omoyole Sowore will be joining us on this conversation. Rufai, permit me, and we will equally be joined by a philosopher par excellence, and equally an author, a publisher, such editor-in-chief of Motivapreneur Business magazine for SME. Will be joining us live. No other person than Mr. Somi Uranta will be joining us live. Rufai, please permit us. I want you to listen to just short, very, very short. One is just less than 2 minutes, other one. Then we now start the conversation. Rufai, thank you very much. Just let's listen to the. Okay, we equally have on the line through Omoyole Sowore, founder, Sahara reporter, and equally presidential candidate for 2023 election for AA. Omoyole Sowore, thank you very much for joining us on VOP 90.3. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please permit me. Let's just listen to very, very short video. Then we now start the conversation. It's just 3 short video. Then we start the conversation. It's going to help us on this conversation. Let's start with Austin. Let's start with the first one.
What type of stupid question is that? What type of stupid question is that?
Where's the link to the show?
Do you know who you are talking to? Bank, I will not take any questions from this man. What type of insulting question is that? Which bankroll? To do what? Who can give me money for anything? Who do you think you are talking to? Bankroll what? Go and report yourself to your publisher. Bankroll what? Please don't insult me here.
Okay,
I don't want to take any questions from this man. Very stupid. I could see from your face before you got here how stupid you are. Don't ever talk to me like that.
Okay, that is one. That was when there was a press conference with Fani Kayode, Chief Fani Kayode, now an ambassador, with some journalists. He called some to come and listen, but along the line, it become. But let's listen to His Excellency, the current governor of Abia State, who is doing very, very well on his media chart. It's the same journalist. Like, let's listen to Dr. Alex Oti, the governor of Abia State.
Media Group. Your Excellency, your administration has received praise for visible infrastructure projects and reforms, but critics say that measurable impact, transparency, and inclusive governance need improvement. Your Excellency, I want to ask, can you provide verifiable data showing how your policies have directly improved the economic and living conditions of ordinary Africans beyond infrastructure development? Your Excellency, thank you.
Okay, so
thank you very much.
Prepare very well.
Thank you. Good evening, Your Excellency. My name is Chika Wampueze from Dawn Media Group. Your Excellency, your administration has received praise for visible infrastructure projects and reforms, but critics say that measurable impact, transparency, and inclusive governance need improvement. Your Excellency, I want to ask, can you provide verifiable data showing how your policies have directly improved the economic and living conditions of ordinary Abians beyond infrastructural development, Your Excellency? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chikama Boys. The next person, the last
No,
one.
you won't move. You won't move. It's not, you've not said anything. Do you live in Abia? Okay, so if you live in Umuahia, you are the one that will provide data. The road you use, is it tarred? Okay. Yeah. Do your children pay school fees? Okay, but you see children that don't pay school fees, right? So the point is that this media chat is a serious media chat. So we are not here to massage opposition. You can't come to a media chat and you are asking me to provide data about the measurable impact on work that is being done in the state where you live. It's irresponsible. Okay, that we throw this open for people to ask questions doesn't mean that people should be stupid. So if you can't feel what is happening in the state where you live, then I'm sorry, I can't help you. So let's take this very serious. Okay? Because roads have been done, accidents have been reduced, travel time has reduced, there are electric buses all over the place that has the environment that is free of charge. There are 200 primary health care centers that were not here before. So when somebody takes ill, he can go to a health care delivery center in his ward. Because you have fixed the state, businesses have returned. I don't know how much you pay as rent. I don't know how much you were paying before now. So if you want the governor to sit and then tell you the economic impact, then something is wrong. You understand from where I'm coming? Okay, so next time when you are coming to...
Okay, the last one, less than how many seconds? Just listen, please. Oh, yeah.
Ruben Abati of Arise TV. I will also write you a special letter. By the time you spend 2 days in a door, you will vote for Sowore. Do you and your wife? I will take you out. I will drive them by myself. I will take them from one project or not, take them out from 2 sides. Then we will know whether they will be the one to now go and start campaigning for Sowore or not. I will use this opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you very, very much, Rufai. Thank you very, very much, Moile Sowore. Thank you very, very much, Oganyawo. And thank you, Somi Oranta. Thank you very much for joining us. And Rufai, let me start from Rufai. You listened to all of them, either from Fani Kayode, either from Alex Oti. Journalists are trained to ask questions. And if I should, the other man was just asking, is there any person that the source of you taking care of some of this your project, who bankroll? Is there any person that fund you? It become a very big challenge. Will report you to your publisher, report you to your editor. down to the last one, the governor of Abia State. In fact, the name, the printed name was given to that journalist was a bit. For me, what I listened to the question, he didn't say he did not perform. I didn't say no. He said beyond maybe road, the physical project and the rest of them. He want to maybe know. Can you tell us some of the statistics, some things, how the people, some of those things change the life of the people? It become a big answer. But later on, he maybe realized and started providing, because for me, that would have been an opportunity for the governor to shine, to now be giving out all the project. Rufai, I'm starting with you because my governor, the governor of Edo State, equally invited you and Ruben to come for. Rufai, let me start with you.
So, what's the question, my brother?
The question is, we are trained to ask questions, but sometimes some of these questions become a big challenge to journalists. And in our democratic system, we must play a very, very critical and vital role. How do we navigate through all this? I know that you're always facing heat from politicians, other stakeholders. You ask a question, they say you are working for opposition. You ask another question, you are enemy of government. And how do we actually do this, our job, Rufai?
I mean, the truth is, when politicians don't want to be accountable, you ask them their accountability question, they do some things. Number one, they deflect. Number two, they abuse you. Number three, they do a merry-go-round. But it doesn't stop you from asking them the question. You see, our job is enshrined in the Constitution, Section 22, and it talks about our capacity to be able to hold government accountable. Any way, shape, or form we ask the question, it is for them to answer. If they don't answer, the joke is on them. So we are there as journalists to be able to answer the questions that needs to be asked. I mean, we're there to ask the question they need to answer. So it's not today. They will say other things. They will try to deflect. They will accuse you of being in opposition. I mean, it just shows that we have a political class that have been pampered by, journalists for a very long time. And also don't forget that most of them are media proprietors. But now that things have changed, with people like Show Baba, that is on this platform with Sahara Reporter, you're checking it to them. What we are also doing here at VOP, what we are also doing on Rise, another platform. The game has changed, and we're going to, visit them with that fire and fury of accountability, and they will not like it, and that's why they are crying. When you press somebody's neck, you must cry. So, and that's just what is happening here. And their supporters will even cry harder. I mean, the basic thing I do here every time for for politicians by questioning them, when I'm doing it here, they will shout and say, Rufai, you are bad, you are mad, you are rude, you are unprofessional. But look at what Mehdi Hassan did to Bwala. When I had the same interview with Bwala and I pressed him based on the things he said, that he was gasping for water and all of that, their supporters came and said, Rufai, you are rude, you are unprofessional. But today, they have seen that when he went to Al Jazeera, Mehdi Hassan did not spare him. He went for him, and that's what journalism is supposed to be. But the mentality also here. And when I see people that are always shouting, Rufai this, Rufai that, journalists this, journalists that, is that they are not baked for accountability. They are not used to journalists being, holding politicians accountable. We are used to a society where back in the days, things were so bad that they used to write questions down for the politicians. And we are changing the game. It's no longer like that. Before, people used to give politicians AOC, area of concentration. But today, when I do my sessions, I tell them, in fact, you don't even know what I'm going to ask in my mind. So I own the editorial plots of the questioning. So the way I ask it, you have to prepare. And that's just it. So politicians will normally shout your name. And when they shout your name, it means that you are doing good. So someone like a Pebolo that is now inviting me to Edo.
We are inviting you to Edo State.
He knows the reason why he's doing that. And our politicians, they know what they are doing. When I invited Okpebolo to come during the campaign, he ran away. The APC in Edo wrote a letter saying I should bring $1 million to interview him. Jared Kennedy, the chairman of the APC in Edo State, said they don't even watch Arise in Edo State. That's what he said. So how come that Okpebolo knows Rufai for the same Arise that they claim they don't watch in Edo State? You can see the joke is on these politicians. So what are we asking them? We're asking them for accountability. And it's not today they try to call me and beg and say, oh, yeah, let's come to Edo, come and see. I don't need to come and see your good work. All I need is I can even interview him remotely. And that's why I also threw the challenge back to him that, see, come to our Rise platform, let us interview you, let us press you, you press us back. Then if you survive that, then we can come and eat black soup in Edo if I choose to. I don't need to come all the way to Edo, and look at the work you are doing. The people will be the barometer of the work you are doing. So you see all of this conversation, it's just that we live in a society where they are used to be pampered and all of that. But we are not surprised. See, when Baba Show here, my very good friend and brother, started Sahara Reporter, because of the type of journalism he was doing that a lot of people have not seen before. That was how they were shouting fire and brimstone. Oh, that time, Sowore is anti-PDP. It's APC that is using it. Today now, Sowore is holding APC's feet to the fire. What are they saying today? What are they saying today? So that's just it. You see, there's a Yoruba saying that somebody that speaks truth to power and holds people accountable, you will always be on different sides of the divide. But for you, is your accountability and truth. I mean, it was just like when we were telling people about what this thing America is doing. A lot of people that are very pro-Israel, I don't even know the arguments of the atrocities Israel commit. I'm not in support of Iran. Are quick to say, oh, Rufai, you don't know what you are saying. You are pro-Iran. What concerns me? I'm just pro-fairness. Israel has nuclear weapons. But Israel is threatened because Iran wants to also acquire nuclear weapons. What's it called? When America went to invade Iran in 1953 under Operation Ajax, under Mossadegh, because of oil, was it because of nuclear weapons then? You are hearing an American president saying boldly that he wants to play a role in who will emerge the leader of another country, of another sovereign country. Look at the hegemony of America. And a lot of people here are still supporting that hegemony with Israel because of their Zionist tendency, because they grew up in Christian religious background where they told them, oh, pray for Israel in church, oh, you must do this and all of that, and they are not looking at the truth. And that's why you can see that all the American right-wing speakers, people like Nick Fuentes, people like Tucker, that were once pro-Israel, are not saying that, hang on a minute, we need to be able to ask a question. What about our own country? What about our own country? Look at how Netanyahu dragged Donald Trump into this war. So they are not asking. So today, one of the greatest advocates that are now challenging Israel are the right-wing people that will normally support Israel today, the likes of the Nick Fuentes and co. And that's the trajectory of journalism. That's the trajectory of question. I mean, if they ever told the idea will come that the likes of Candace Owen they are holding Israel to task. They are saying, what is it about, Israel and American relationship that is not favoring us? A lot of people will not understand. But when you bring that dynamics here, because of people's mindset are pro-Israel, they will quote religion for you. They will quote a particular mindset. For them, no. If you now see, let's be fair in the world, let's not have conflict. America and Israel cannot form an hegemony and expect others just to look. They say, you are pro-Iran. They remind you are a Muslim and all of that. So, you see, being a journalist is a very difficult work. Uneasy lies in power. I mean, look at people like Show. When he started Sahara Reporter about 20 years ago, he's not going to make it. Today, he's still riding top. And he still be a fundamental focal part of conversations. So, that's just it. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. We need to be ready for accountability.
Okay, let me come to Show. Sowore, I know you are listening to us, and there's never a time that someone will say you have fight him or you have take the possession of his what belonged to him, but you go to court more than every other. Even sometimes, maybe very soon we have to put a barrister or esquire in your name because you're almost in and out of court, you and security agency in and out of court, one detention or the other. I want to find out from you, Sowore, where you get the energy. Some people will just cave in. Oh, this job is not. Because what you are just asking, just like what Rufai is saying, accountability. If you are a public officer, you should be able to face your people and explain. Sowore, what are you doing that, okay, where do you get your energy that you still continue with all the challenges like punishment here and there, and you still continue in this our job?
Well, let me thank Rufai and yourself for bringing me. I don't even want to discuss energy because it's irrelevant. Energy comes from a place of strength. It comes from a place of conviction. It comes sometimes from even a place of pain that a country that was blessed so well, like Nigeria, is continuously failing both his people, its region, and its destiny. So those are discussions for the future. And but I wanted to piggyback on what Rufai said about holding people accountable, and the fact that they're not used to it. And some of them are just now realizing that, oh, we're in a democracy and you can ask questions from your leaders. And when you ask questions from your leaders, in my own case, I don't ask questions based on fair criticism or what is said, constructive criticism. Right? That's none of my business when I ask questions or when I take it to task. Mine is that you promise, whether by oath or by accident or default, to help make the world a better place or run the country in a fair, just, and egalitarian manner. And every opportunity I have, I hold you to account. And I do that because I want people to do that to me in every leadership position I find myself. See, one of the things that people don't even judge in all this, that we don't judge what they do to the journalists who are doing their job. Journalists who are doing their job very well are the most criticized. You know what Rufai goes through on a daily basis from these characters. I watch him a lot, and I kept telling myself that one day they're going to be happy. There'll be a party celebrating the day Rufai is no longer on Arise TV. And they're looking forward to it. I'm sure there's a lot of pressure. But, he's also building legacy. He's doing this because that's what he believes in. I talk to him all the time, and we compare notes. So what we should be saying and we should be asking is that people should do more of this. I feel terrible that Nigerian media fell into the hands of these characters in terms of ownership, control, and shareholdership. Because some of the new opportunities we had came around 1992. That was when I think in the 90s when we first had the independent media houses. And finally we broke that chain. And some newspapers, news magazines did a fantastic job under the military. But they also have fallen into the same things they campaigned against. You have people like Bayo Nonuga. I even worked with him briefly when I was before I set up Sowore Reporters. But look at what Bayo Nonuga is today. Look at what so many of these newspapers are doing. It is because they are owned by the people they are supposed to criticize, or people they are supposed to ensure they hold their feet to fire. But the work that needs to be done is a lot of work left, and we must keep ensuring that we do it conscientiously. We do it because our country deserves better. And I want to also quickly thank appreciate Rufai for his position on the state of Israel and the fascism and hegemony, global hegemony that has thrown the world into confusion by Donald Trump. And to also remind him that, when you are doing this, you are doing it for history, not because people are going to praise you. Listen, I was around during maybe towards the end of apartheid. It was when I entered the University of Lagos. Even Mandela came to the University of Lagos with his wife before he became president. And I remember that there were people who were celebrating apartheid in this country. They were saying that South Africa is better than Nigeria, and they would prefer to be in apartheid than to be in a free state. But imagine the number of Nigerians that have found, both solace and even, what can be called a better life in South Africa, because the black people there fought for it. The people that fought for South Africa, some of them are not even enjoying as much as Nigerians who didn't care about South Africa when that South Africa was fighting against apartheid. So you have to understand that it's a thankless job to fight, and but you should keep pushing. You should push wherever the opportunity presents itself. You saw, like you mentioned about Mahdi and what he did to our friend Bwala. That is how journalism should be, and Mahdi is not only doing that to Bwala, he's doing it to global leaders. And that's why if you are not careful, if you don't present yourself before him, well, you're not acceptable. So that's the way journalism should be in Nigeria, and we should keep pushing. For me, I see journalism as one of the branches of the Ministry of Liberation and Revolution, and that without controlling the mouthpiece of the oppressor will always tell your story for you. You won't do that only by journalism. I mean, day-to-day historical capture of history, which is what we call journalism. But they also do that in your history books. They will tell your story in the way it never happened. So you must be out there telling your story on a daily basis, and also in the long term or in the long form and in other formats, tell it differently. What I'm trying to say here is that we should also not stop just at challenging them. Over time, we should be having documentaries and writing books about what we did. And I'm guilty of this. I should have written a book about my University of Lagos life, or written a book about Sowore reporters at 20, done a movie. Because that's what keeps, in some ways, that's what keeps the American society going. Somehow there's some form of history, whether it is contemporary or pioneer history, that's been developed. We're still lacking in that regard. But again, we must do what we got to do. I think it was Thomas Jefferson, I'm not sure if this is correct, that said you have to choose between a society without a government, with a government without journalists. We choose the one with journalists that have no government. That's how important the job of journalism is. And, I don't discuss professional journalism because I'm not a professional journalist. I'm a busybody. Just like everybody is accused of every time of not being a journalist. But you don't have to be a journalist, trained in one fancy institution to do journalism. And I think you're proving that, and I hope you keep it up. Thank you very much for having me.
Now,
again this
so
morning.
let me just stay with you. I come back to Rufai, then I come to the studio. In our national prayer that we now do from 2024, O God of creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Sowore, this is our prayer, national prayer, whereby we should build a country whereby no man is oppressed. Can you say you are not oppressed? The other day was it yesterday I saw you with the family of people who are alleged to involve in a coup. The other day you and a lady versus a minister. A lot of Nigeria feel oppressed from one thing or the even some journalists feel oppressed. But this is our national prayer. Don't you think there's need for us to school our leaders, our rulers, that this is what they pass in our House of Assembly? How do we follow both in spirit and words, that we are going to build a nation whereby nobody should be oppressed? Sure.
I can almost tell you that there is no Nigerian leader today that understands even the rudiments of what you just read. The ones that we understand it don't understand the context. They see it as poetry, that somebody just wrote these poems and we just have to read it as a ritual whenever we are about to begin a program in the country, official programs. It's the same thing with the way they treat religion. Whatever they do when after they leave church or during, sometimes even when they're in church or in a mosque or in a religious space, it's different from what the religion preaches, you know. But they will tell you that Christianity preaches love, but they abuse people. They will tell you that Christianity preaches tolerance and resilience, but they are the first people to be intolerant. In fact, it's reached a point where the biggest friend of a religious leader is the special anti-robbery squad in every state to help and kill people who are posting on social media. If Rufai wasn't on a big platform, they will be arresting him, you know, and it's not even over. They can get you arrested one day for something you said, and you know, if you look at it and feel like the society is ripe for it, they can come and pick you up over what you said on the question you've asked. You know, and to also understand that oppression is global. You find out that what you are even saying about Israel, you know, the US and all the shenanigans all over the world. One day you might apply for a visa and they will not grant you a visa. Or you go to the US if you go to the US and they can deport you based on. We used to think that was impossible, that the US protects human rights. But it's all an illusion. I'm just giving you a global perspective on it. You see, when it comes to oppression, it's not what you see on paper that matters. It's what they do when they have power to do whatever they want. And the sad part is that people like Donald Trump is now giving, you know, it's just like when they used to have Papa Doc in Haiti, and he had a song called Baby Doc. Donald Trump is now the Papa Doc of oppression around the world. And all these other countries around the world who have generally been careful in dealing with their citizens are now happy that there's a Papa Doc, and they are all baby dogs of oppression, tyranny, and fascism all over the world. Because America used to pretend to watch over them. Israel, they always never want to touch Israel because Israel is their lapdog to, you know, control the Middle East. And most people don't know, including Nigerians, that the people you call Israelis don't even believe in Jesus Christ. But yes, you carry yourself to go and do, what is it called, pilgrimage. There we go to Saudi Arabia to do pilgrimage, and all the states, master states for the US, who don't even believe in God. But that's not the conversation for today. I just want to drop that to let you know that reading the national anthem or the national pledge or even the constitution doesn't matter to this oppressive class that are particularly very, very dangerous and notorious type we have here in Nigeria and elsewhere in the continent of Africa and now globally.
Now, Rufai, you listened to we call it Stanza 3 of our anthem, that we should effort to build a nation where no man should be oppressed. Rufai, do you think we as journalists, how do we continue to communicate this to leaders or rulers or those who are managing things on our behalf, that journalists asking a question is just on behalf of this citizen that is not actually working for opposition? Because you listen to what the governor of Abia said. In fact, I don't know how that guy will sleep that day. He ran a lot of, but later he answered some, trying to give us some question. How do we build a nation whereby no man is oppressed, Rufai?
At first, the content of the national anthem, that to build a nation where no man is oppressed.
It's our national prayer.
The national prayer is a false premise, because it is those that were oppressing Nigeria that even wrote that. So it is the oppressors that wrote that for you. So this is the British that wrote that anthem. So it was your bunch of oppressors that wrote that. The people that gave you that anthem. Please, have you ever read about Lord Lugard? I will advise our audience to read a book called The Dual Mandates. That book was written in the 20s about Lord Lugard's own book he wrote. And he detailed the level of oppression and how he even saw Nigerians. He rated us as animals. So if the same Lugard and the British that oppressed us to a point where they brought us together after conquering us in oppression, because you forget they first came in through the Lagos colony, 1861, Kosoko Akitoye fights. Then they settled the fights among the Yoruba states. After settling the fight, so they did the first amalgamation in 1906, Southern Protectorate plus Lagos colony. Then when they conquered the north through the Maxim gun, and a lot of people don't know that Lugard was brought to Nigeria because of his ruthlessness and what he had done in other parts.
In Uganda in particular. And you know, if we read about it, you read about things like the Fashoda incidents and things like that. So after he was brought as a ruthless warlord, he had conquered the part of the north. He now amalgamated us in oppression. When he brought us together in 1940 and he signed it so that for the ease of ruling and continue to perpetuate the oppression. The same people that perpetrated the oppression were, if you don't know, that there were some hotels that people couldn't go, black people. If you remember the Bristol Hotel incidents, the same people that oppressed us with the Ivor Valley massacre, the same people that jailed Paimodu when there was a national strike, the same people that perpetrated all sorts of evil. You know, recently today, the Ivor Valley family members are now demanding compensation from the British. It is the same people, after they've led us, divided us, caused the level of division we have, now write an anthem for you that's a nation where no one is oppressed, and you believe it. That means we are delusional. So a nation baked in oppression will only oppress others. So that part that they say where no one is oppressed is a fallacy, because all what we've known is oppression, and that's why we visit that level of oppression on others. Do you know that if you wrote against the British mites, there used to be a law, I think it was a sedition law, against those that wrote against the British Empire? The likes of Nnamdi Azikiwe with his West African pilots were facing jail terms. They put you up in jail. Have you ever wondered why almost all the early nationalist leaders for Nigeria needed to have a platform? Awolowo had Tribune, Nnamdi Azikiwe had pilots, Akintola was working in daily service and the likes. All of them were writers and they needed to have platform. They were all journalists one way or the other. So those same people now tell you that to build a nation where no one is oppressed and you believe it. So you see, the leadership of Nigeria is a leadership that they also themselves have been victims of oppression. They've been oppressed. Over the years, they saw the politicians of yesteryears oppress them with the wet. We know what Akintola fights. They saw the wild west. That was what they grew up seeing. They saw their neighbors go riots. All they knew in their national life was oppression. They saw the beating, they saw the killings. They saw how Nigerians had to go on the edge every time. So they themselves have been imbibed with the spirit of oppression. They saw the military brutality. They saw June 12 happen, that panda. I mean, Baba Sowore is here, like I love to call him. This was a man that was in the thrones of the June 12 1993 struggle. And he has seen life full circle. The same people that were with him then saying they were fighting oppression are the ones now oppressing people. So when they tell you that at first, what are you even saying? Oh, don't get me in the spirit this morning. The process of changing the national anthem back to the one of a nation where no one was oppressed was an oppression in the first place. Change the national anthem without the consent of people, and a rubber stamp assembly passed it quickly. Is that not a level of oppression? So you are saying to build a nation where no one is oppressed. It's a delusion. All they've known is oppression. And you see Frantz Fanon famously quoted by saying, oppressed people will only oppress others.
So today is trying to break it by telling people that it should not be this way. Democracy also affords us to be able to write and answer accountability questions. That's just it. Look at Bayo Onanuga today. I laugh. He said Bayo Onanuga, and that's why one of the days when I heard government accountability was abusing him, I wrote a message. I said, dear Bayo Onanuga, if I did half of the things you did to the leaders of yesteryears to you and this government, you will run away. You will not be able to take it. That's what he said Bayo Onanuga, that wrote vigorously and all of that. And B, that a lot of us looked up to back in the days. This was the same Bayo Onanuga that one of the reasons why he left Concord was because he took a strong position, and his editors then, his publisher, Chief M.K. Abiola, had to intervene and say, Bayo, no, soft pedal on this, soft pedal. And he said no. And because of that, they walked away and they went to start the news. These were the kind of people we saw then. But today, things have changed. So let's not deceive ourselves. Nigeria was crafted in one oppression or the other. Wow. And that's why we need to break the cycle through challenging the mentality. And that's what we are doing today. So what Basho is doing today. Challenging. I mean, I'll give you a clear. Look at the case of that woman and Minister Umahi. Do you know that if not because of Sowore, that woman would have just suffered for nothing? They granted the woman bail. They deliberately did not want to perfect the bail because they wanted the woman to sleep in prison that night. I mean, how do you have a society where people just want to enjoy another person sleeping in prison because people said, you pay me money, you not pay me money? So that's the society we built, and may God help us.
Wow, Rufai, let me quickly come to the studio. We have Dr. Samuel Anyanwu, Director, National Broadcasting, National Broadcast Academy of Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. Yes. Sir, you train us. This job is not easy. Listen to Sowore, listen to Rufai, and many others. Listen to the one with Fani Kayode, the one with Governor Oti. We are trained. The training you give to us is we should be able to go outside, find out some information and present it to the public so that the public will make some informed decision.
Exactly.
Is this our job becoming so like a very hazardous job?
In reality, what played out from the clips you showed us is part of the hazards of the profession, and it didn't just start today. It has its historic and contemporary background. From the colonial era, our colonial masters oppressed people who challenged them. What led to the nationalists floating newspapers like West African Pilot, as rightly pointed out by Rufai, is just they use it as a weapon or a tool to challenge the oppression of the colonialists. So when we move from there after independence, we are faced with a military era. The oppression continued, and that time everybody could see that journalists were attacked. Journalists were dealt with because they were simply performing the statutory responsibility demanded from them by the Constitution, that they should be the watchdog. Watchdog of who? Watchdog of the executive, watchdog of the judiciary, watchdog of the legislature. When they are performing that responsibility, some people may not be happy. Some people may be feeling threatened. So what we at the National Broadcast Academy is doing is to produce courageous journalists, just like we have seen from Rufai, just like we have seen in Sowore. These are the people that the upcoming journalists should be looking up to. because of their courageousness. So the hazard of the profession continues. Anybody that is telling you that it's going to stop anytime soon is just deceiving you. It will continue, because as far as journalists and the media are putting these people to their toes, the oppressors, the politicians and the leaders, to putting them to account, they will never ever be comfortable, except those who have resolved to give good governance. When you are doing what you are expected to do, there is no, you will not bother about any question asked to you, put to you. You will answer it and provide evidence and the data as may be required. So oppression, attack, and the other uncomfortable situations journalists go through is something that has come to stay. But we need people with large hearts, people that are courageous to go into the profession. That is why we are training people at the National Broadcast Academy to face the challenge.
Doctor, let me find out from you. Whenever, even if you see Donald Trump, whenever it's coming down from you see journalists trying to get information about you. But African leaders, sometimes it's difficult. You see, there are some leaders in Africa that the kind of security you see them, generally find it difficult to even ask them a question. You see, with the war that is going on between Iran and Israel and America, journalists make effort to ask Donald Trump question, and not to talk of the Secretary of Department of War. He has been briefing the American
on regular
basis. But
even,
many African nations,
even the Israelis spokesperson, it has been on regular briefing of people to tell them, give them update of how the war is going on in Iran.
But so we don't see those kind of attitude from Africa. It's very rare, because sometimes when journalists were, we need so say, the man have just, you are saying it. In fact, sometimes we give excuses for them not to talk.
Yes, there's something Rufai said here. Before now, they were comfortable with some tips. You need to give them questions, they will
area
answer.
Of concentration.
Area of concentration, as you just put it. But these days, it is no longer the same. So that is what they are afraid of. But what we are encouraging our leaders, people we are holding account, people that we are looking up to as we have elected you, serve us, is to respond to our questions. Respond to
we generally will have on behalf of the citizens.
But whether we like it or not, journalists must do their work. They must perform their responsibilities. So whether they respond or not, even do you know that non-comment is a comment? Yes, non-comment is a comment.
No comment is a comment.
Yes.
Let me come to Somi Oranta. Somi Oranta, you are equally a publisher. As a student of guidance and counseling in University of Lagos, one thing that they from year one to the last, even though when you're doing master, that question must come up. It's a listening skill. Somi, you are a philosopher. How do we school our leaders so that they will have that listening skill? If you listen to follow the governor of Abia, it's as if when the guy first of all asked the question, he did not listen very well. He first of all rained a lot of abuse on the journalist. Later, he now said, okay, ask the question again before he now start, because the first question was for him to provide his scorecard. Apart from the guy did not say you didn't perform in terms of other road construction, schoolboy. He said apart from roads and other. How do you think the people of Avia feel? Then you call the man as an irresponsible individual. But later, I think God touched his heart. So how do we get our leaders? How do we school them to have that listening skill?
Well, in the first place, the philosopher and the journalist are both trained to ask questions. The difference is that the philosopher asks questions about ultimate reality, while journalists ask questions about current issues, holding those who are superintending over the affairs of the nation, questions of accountability, about good governance, generally speaking. So, the journalist must continue to do his job. He must continue to do his job because he's, just like you have the legislature, you have the executive, you have the judiciary, they are raised the fourth realm in their state, which is the journalists, the news purveyors, who cannot shake that responsibility. And the journalist enjoys something, a certain privilege that is there, intrinsic in his nature, in his professional, being, that he is someone who documents history. So no matter how you are pushed, and you must keep on documenting history, both for this present generation and for posterity. You see, Philip Emeagwali, the Nigerian American who invented the supercomputer, he said when he was growing up, his father asked him, "My son, between the history or the story and the hero, that is the story of the hero and the hero himself, which is greater?" And he said, "Daddy, why are you asking this question?" He said, "Look, the African hero, with all his exploits, all that he's been, you cannot compare him to his story now. Say, he's the African hero, Joe." The father said, "My son, calm down." He said, "You see the hero, long after he's done his heroic deeds and gone, no more on the face of this earth, his story lives on. So whoever writes the story of the hero is stronger than the hero." So you talked about listening, the capacity to listen. When Abraham Lincoln, I think the 16th president of the USA, was about to sign the Emancipation Proclamation, he had to send a message to one of his friends in Illinois to come and stay with him. He just needed a sounding board, somebody he will unburden all the problems, of America that is hanging on his shoulders too. And the guy came. The record has it that when they sat after meal,
Sorry, because the section is just 2 hours. Let me just quickly conclude. They are parting short. Then we'll now focus. Okay. We'll now come to studio fully. Rufai, because we don't have more time, I even going beyond the time that I appeal to you. Rufai, what's your closing thoughts on this? Then I'll come to Omoye Sowore. Hello, Hello, Rufai. Okay, it's as if we've lost it. Okay, let me come to Omoye Sowore. I know that you have another engagement. And thank God you are not going to court today. Omoye Sowore, I know you are not going to court today, but I'm not. On Monday, I'm sure one way or that you will be in court, or one person will be. In fact, someone called me that is looking for you. And he say you want to be like, don't become like you are to look for you. We have a case, we feel ABC. Let's go and meet Omoye Sowore. As we go, how do we move forward? 2027 is very, very close. People want to do registration for party and the rest of them. A lot of narrative. People will not be allowed to vote. People are allowed to vote. People are not allowed to register and the rest of them. So what is your advice to Nigeria? And what do you think we, the journalists, should continue to push?
Well, the sad news for the people who call themselves journalists is that journalism has gone beyond what you are used to. So if you don't do what you swear and ought to do, or what you train yourself to, other people will do it. People who may not have even been near a journalism school, never been to school before, because of the massive infusion of social media, which is also journalism. So everybody is a newspaper these days on their Facebook page. They can break news, they can analyze, they can editorialize. Everything you were taught in the university or wherever you trained as a journalist, quacks can do it. So there's no journalist out there who should feel that he has an authority on anything. If you do what you're supposed to do, you remember, if you don't do, some other people will do it. And these platforms and technologies and formats are still exploding and expanding across the world. So I don't know what to advise journalists with not doing this job. You just find yourself out of the job. very soon, because a lot of the barrier to entry into journalism has become very, very low. So nobody needs permission from you to be a journalist anymore. And the second aspect is we always ask the question that, oh, what do you advise Nigerians? You know, Nigerians don't need advice. They know what to do. Nigerians are very smart people, but so many of them have refused to do it. Some of them are also self-sabotaging. They will see what is true. They see the need to come together with what can liberate, and then they go in the wrong direction. And they turn around and blame others. So I am also not unaware of that. So I just want to thank you for bringing me in. I also appreciate having Rufai and other participants today.
Well, thank you very, very much. Thank you very much, Omoyele Sowore. Thank you very much. Founder, Sahara reporter, equally a presidential candidate, AAC, in last general 2023 election, and we'll wait maybe for a decision for 2027. It's as if we lost Rufai, but Somi, where we must find a way. This is our country. I do tell people that this is the only country, this is the only country that I have. And we must do everything. It is Nigeria that will fix Nigeria. I don't know if I'm wrong.
You're right. It's Nigerians that will fix Nigeria.
And the journalists in Nigeria must find a way to help us fix Nigeria.
In fact, the job of the journalist, just like Sowore said, if, there was a time Jesus Christ was going to Jerusalem, I think the Passion Week, and they started throwing palm fronds and clothes and all that to say, Hosanna in the highest. And people, the Pharisees and Sadducees say, why are you doing this? What is this? Is it not the son of the carpenter you are doing this for? And Jesus looked at them and said, look, if these ones shut their mouths, the stones will cry out. If men fail to do what they ought to do, if journalists or the politicians fail to do what they ought to do, the stones will do it. God will raise people that will do it. Nigeria will be salvaged. This nation, God did not make a mistake to deposit all the wealth, abundant wealth on the ground, on the surface, human beings that are very intelligent, very hardworking, go-getting people, never say die spirit. God did not make a mistake. And this country must be salvaged. Forget about this. You see, sometimes when people talk about, they mention leaders. There is a total dearth of leadership in Nigeria. We have men who are superintending over the affairs of our nation, whether by hook or by crook. They are there. You see, sometimes some of them act as scavengers, political scavengers. Sometimes they act as buccaneers. But this nation must be salvaged. We will pass through all these stages, and Nigeria will survive, in whichever way or form. If men fail to do what they ought to do, the stones will cry out. God will raise stones that will do what men ought to do. That's my feeling.
Now, Dr. Anyanwu, there's another challenge that we have, and that's the reason for me it's better for the leaders and journalists to be to a reasonable extent to be singing from the same hymn book, because the social media now is a big challenge to the traditional media, because if ruler did not quickly give the information to the people, the social media will just speculate, and at least people started saying some things before you now say, oh, they don't believe what you are saying in social media. Why not be proactive? Something is going to quickly provide information to the citizen through the regular and approved means before the social media started speculating. What do you think in this our profession, leaders and the journalists should be in this? Because there's no government that will provide an information to any media, I would say, is not going to use it. Sometimes even journalists will be going to some of those government offices, some organization. They will tell you, go and write a letter. The process, the condition they are giving is as good as we are not going to give you that information.
Okay, it is important for us to wake up from sleep. The advent of the social media has made journalists work. Before now, we perceive it as a fenced, area of profession. or human endeavor. But then, with the advent of social media, that fence has been broken. It has been pulled down. It is now like all commerce affairs. Today, we are seeing citizen journalism. People are just practicing whatever, posting everything without even editing, without even caring or noting the ethics and the ethos of the profession. Now, it is now left for the practitioners, that is journalists, well-trained journalists, to step up their game, to a large extent, provide the leadership in the profession. Now, for our leaders, they need to be trusted. Leaders need to be trusted, so that what.
But they have to build the citizen to trust them.
Yes.
Because a good example is, for last week, start from on Sunday, the kind of suffering on this our road, occasioned by change of cashless from the toll gate.
Yes.
There was traffic from that toll gate to this airport, to this Sowore estate. Then from that toll gate to almost MM2. I was in a fan office about 3 times trying to say, okay, who can I talk to? In fact, they asked me, okay, give me a phone number. They said, no, okay, drop your number. We will call you. I dropped my number. I didn't see a call. I go the following day. They said I should drop my number. I dropped my number again. And people are suffering. In fact, it was like hell on this road. A lot of people miss their flight, whether local or international, until the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria came out and said, you know what, this exercise should be suspended.
Yes.
The question is, it means that those that were in charge of that policy have issue. Because, for example, every policy you want to implement, or you look at the plan from planning stage, implementation stage, you can create some exit in case some unforeseen circumstances came up. Nigeria suffered for more than that. That one we was hell for those who was using this route. Assuming the president did not speak, it means that those who entrusted
that responsibility,
these people are brilliant, the fan guys are brilliant, or the contractor or whatever, the minister of aviation is a very fantastic individual. It takes the president. How many things will the president be doing?
It goes a very long way to show that no matter your view about the present administration, we must have to give it to Mr. President that
thank God he
listens, and he feels the pulse of the public. Anytime criticism like this come up, Mr. President will always come in, or this administration to address it, and that is just what played out in that cashless policy of the
fan.
And
they were even calling them, even in Abuja, people were passing through hell.
Yes, in Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport and the Murtala Mohammed Airport here, in Lagos here, it was a hell. But because Mr. President feels the pulse, because Mr. President, this administration listens, because this is not just.
But some of our listeners will say, it's good you say they listen.
Yes.
But if it is other country, someone will be shown an exit door. Because those people feel that you are not, Nigeria did not deserve to be punished.
You never can tell what will happen there, thereafter. But the most important thing was for the van, and his intervention is the problem. And
how many times, sorry for me putting you on this, how many times do we allow the president to rest? Something happened in Benue until the president directs someone, maybe security-wise, things will just be like that. Another thing happened until when, like, president direct is, how many things do we want the president to do? It's president, give me a job. Okay, the chairman of a VOP, or guy, okay. Since yesterday now we did not talk. You don't need to direct me, Joseph, start the show.
Yes.
You understand? Because this is what I'm supposed to do. You start a policy, and you know logistics in Nigeria is very, very tough.
Absolutely.
Very, very tough. So you need people
and very expensive.
Who are
very
like,
expensive too.
Who have that human heart to actually manage it. If it is me, that Sunday that you test run it, before the president even know, you would have suspended
it.
You suspended it.
Okay.
Until when you allow Nigeria to suffer. And as I said, I was in fan office, the director of corporate, the spokesperson office. I was going there, and I take time to be going there. I met a woman. Okay, drop your number. Give me your GAN number. I'm not going to ask him for money, but say no. Drop your number until I have to call someone from. And I say, okay, don't Joseph. I'm going to send you this guy's number, Mr. Harry. Until when I call him, I say, okay, it's as if there is information getting to them. It be like say president want to intervene. Not even what of the ministers? The minister would have looked at it and say, gentlemen, team, I think this, from what I've seen, I think Nigeria don't deserve this suffering. So what I'm just saying is, by the time we are reporting this, some will come and say, oh, you are anti-government. You are this. Okay, what will journalists now do for you to see that they are doing work?
It's still what I said earlier. The journalist must do his job. The journalist must, take up on the government, take up, demand good governance, making sure that that the government is doing what the citizens, are expecting of them. The job of the journalist should not be limited to, coverage and gathering news. No, you just like the clip you played. They go out, ask questions, put government to account, as well as obtain and ensure and insist that good governance, sustainable development is given to the citizenry.
Mr. Somi, I do say it here. If tomorrow I become a governor of Edo State, I am not the most brilliant person in Edo State.
We wish you
I may not be the most oldest person in Edo State. I may not be the most younger person in Edo State. But making me a governor of Edo State as they put in #1 citizen of the state, it comes with a lot of responsibility. A lot of responsibility, so that you don't feel like emperor. Because by the time you say how many commissioners will come, they want to see me, SA will come. If you are not schooled what discipline is, the core function of that office, I become an emperor. And to some extent in African country, that is what we see. Now, it is now the job of the journalist to demystify that emperor that I want to assume myself. But sometimes we face a lot of challenge. Mr. Sowore, who will help us?
Please, before I talk about anything else, that issue of fan, that's, senseless action they took against Nigerians was senseless. I don't understand. Look, we're trying to show the world, to tell Nigerians that all we need is money, paper. We do not care. This is capitalism taken to the worst stage. If you are looking for money, you must, in fact, capitalism must have some bit of ethics to it. Anything, any action of man that is devoid of ethics and morality is useless. Because you are dealing with human beings. We are, beings of emotion, feelings. You cannot just act. I left here on a program with VOP TV, and I was going, and I said, what's this traffic all about? Only to hear that they say no more cash payment. Everything must be, either you use your ATM card or you get e-tag and all that. I said, what? Is that why Nigerians will be suffering? I parked somewhere when I eventually crossed. Say, let me take a video, do a video of the place. As I was trying to do that, someone told me that they will tow your motor where you parked it to. I had to go back. I said, what kind of country is this? What kind of system is this? People are not thinking, and they pick up a job and they are doing. What the heck is this?
Thank God
they're not thinking.
See,
and this, my man here, the doctor is saying that the president is saying, listen, president, who created the problem? What's the job of the minister?
The minister advised the president. See,
so who created the problem? Look, if you create a problem and you come and solve the problem, you have not done anything. You have not done anything.
There are sometimes people will come and paint a particular project for you, lo and behold, so this one will solve all the problem. You jump at it. Just later, you now see that you be one of the worst.
See, timeousness is very, very important. Timeousness. Human beings there's nothing wrong with making a mistake. We are human beings. Mistakes is part of life. But when you make a mistake, you should man up to it.
You don't need the president to quickly tell you to
immediately
make,
you see your mistake, you learn from it, make a detour, take the bullet, and then make a change.
No verse. I will blame you. You make a lawyer a minister of aviation. So let's just manage.
But he has not performed abysmally. He has
yes,
not.
But
we are talking about this situation now.
This particular situation. You recall that the philosophy behind it was to stop wastages.
Yes.
Check corruption.
Doctor, let me give you one classic example.
To check corruption.
The former registrar of JAM, not this one.
Yes.
Professor Debu Ojerinde.
Okay.
He is a measurement and evaluation expert. I am equally a student of measurement and evaluation. When he decided he want to digitalize JAM, I think it should be 2007. He started with 20% CBT, 80% paper.
Manual.
Another year, he graduated to 30. And I think it was 2009, he announced that by 2015, JAM will be fully, CBT. There was no problem. Because, for example, this is an expert, because he's an expert of measurement and evaluation. He knows that policy, when you design a policy, you sit down, and because you can't use human beings as a placebo. Like what they do in farming, you are using human being as a placebo. That is, you do a drug, you catch Joseph and say, let me test whether this drug will work. What if I die? I know a lot of people that missed their flight. Did they compensate them? So the issue there is, I pray leaders should always sit down that when you come with, that's what on the program is politics, policy, and the people. You must sit down on any policy you want to do. You look at the design and everything, planning stage. What are the exits? Because there's always some unforeseen circumstances that you quickly say, oh, I didn't ever say this. Then let's quickly move. So back to what we're saying is, this is, how do we continue to do this so that those that are implementing some of this policy of government will not be looking, because journalist reports or people are not, if there's someone for when you go to say, they'll say, oh, guy is not available. Even sometimes now that useless guy that
imagine you going there to speak to the spokesperson of FAN. And look at every Nigerian when they occupy one small post, they start acting like God, arrogating divine honors unto themselves. What are we? Where are we? What are we doing? Why can't they allow you to speak to the man? What is his number?
No, I was even some guy.
Of what use is his number when he cannot do the job he's paid to do? Look at using Nigerians as guinea pigs. Can you imagine? And he say they are not doing anything. I'm telling you.
Before we lose sight,
somebody should resign. Somebody should pay the price of it. But in Nigeria, nobody resigns.
The president has suspended the policy. People are not doing it. People are not passing that.
Yes, is the problem. But before we lose the sight of the focus, we are talking about the role of media and journalists. Recall that when that happened, the journalists, the media provided the platform to highlight the problem people were going through, the suffering, the experience there,
until we escalated to the president.
It was escalated to Mr. President at the Federal Executive Council meeting. Decision was taken. That is the role of the media.
So, Mr. What do you think we should do that at the minister level? Because the out of every Nigeria, Joseph, the president feel okay. Oga Festus Keyamo, SAN should be able to manage the aviation industry. I don't think for me, there's something now that there's some time for why should I be looking for my chairman? You understand? I should be able to say, I have a job here. And I don't need my chairman of VOP or Guy Fine to direct me to do a particular thing. You already give me a platform. Go and do your job, provide information.
You are doing that because you are not sycophantic. You see, biggest problem of Nigeria is sycophancy. Because the man who is up there, he wants people to praise, sing him. So everybody is trying to see what I'm doing now. I want to do this. For Christ's sake, let people do that. When Plato wrote the book, about how a republic should thrive, what and what they should do. He said that in the republic that there are three classes of people. those who bear the brunt, who carry the laborers, who carry the burden of state on their shoulders. Then you have the auxiliary, or the auxiliary, or they're in charge of defense. They guide the place. They're the soldiers. Then you have the philosopher king. He said that these are the ones who have learned how to handle their own minds. They can now control other minds. Say a philosopher may become king, or a king become philosopher. Now I said that these three classes of people, amongst them there must be serious division of labor. Everybody should handle your job very well. Do your job as a laborer. Do your job as an auxiliary. Do your job as a philosopher king, the ruler. But you see, when we begin to diminish the lines between one and the other, sacrifice takes place.
Okay, I want to open the phone line, but Oganya, a lady was here last 2 weeks ago. The woman with Nigerian girl in text.
Yeah,
Nigerian girls in text. We are looking at the issue of technology, and this is a report from we in the media too. That the world is becoming global, which you know.
Yeah.
You are very well traveled across the world. We have issue in Nigeria, not that. If you want to do a remote job in Nigeria, it's difficult because they feel that our data have issue with fidelity. Okay. A lot of the lady was here, he came from UK, that Nigeria need to look at what we call data protection law, need to be very, very strong. That no country, that data is like your life. That please, he was here shouting.
Yes.
Please, Nigeria should see, like yesterday, do a fast track law, Nigeria data protection, whatever. That if not, Nigeria would have supposed to be here in Ikeja, in Ogun State, and you are doing a fantastic job in Australia remotely, and they are paying you in hard currency. The company did not trust. They don't have the trust on Nigeria, even though they know that you are capable. But they say your system has issue because our data are porous. Journalists is reporting this. What do you think? God, tomorrow people will come out and say, journalists always say the negative.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we should do that people should not be tagging us, only looking for negative issue?
First of all, I don't agree that journalists look only for the negatives. No. They look for both the positives and the negatives. They equally, try as much as possible to demand good governance, demand accountability from the people we have entrusted the leadership of our society. Now, concerning this data, there is something we have forgotten, or I don't know, maybe we are losing sight of, that the world today is a global village. Because of globalization, there is no barrier any longer. All those legislative barriers have been broken. The world is open. At times you may just want to make a call to maybe to somebody in the UK or the United States of America, through your WhatsApp. You will not tell the person that you don't have data. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So it is now left for the regulatory bodies to come into the matter, look at these network providers, put them to task. Put them to task, because they are really prospering in this country. They are really making it huge.
Population is an asset. I was
Yes,
telling people
because
that.
with
Forget
a
about
population
the
of more
oil
than-
in Niger Delta. Forget about the, how do you call it, limestone, gold.
Whatever
The population, the biggest asset so far is the population.
The population of more than 200 million, people.
It's a big market.
It's a huge one. A huge one. Big is just an understatement. So the regulatory body should put the network providers to task. If it's possible, expand it. Let there be competition, so that we will not just be suffering, all that we are seeing today.
Wow, that is Dr. Samuel Anyanwu. He is the director, Nigeria Broadcast Academy of Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. Thank you extremely, very, very much, because I'm learning a lot from you in the studio, just as I used to learn a lot from the classes. I know our listeners are equally learning seriously. Somi Oranta is a philosopher, an author, and equally a publisher too. Thank you very, very much for always being here with us. Let's listen to extreme listener. You can call us now. Please, let us, na beg, 90 seconds. Let's just do it. 90 seconds. Nigeria, very, very refined individual, unique, no insult. Let us see. Let's have a conversation. I think I'm correct.
Yes, of course.
Let's have a very robust conversation. 08171 756338 or 080 36929933 or 09126 669908 is the number. Let's hear from you. When we was having a Rufai was with us, Sowore was someone was making effort to call. I said no, I didn't pick your call because that was not the time for you to talk to us. But you have the opportunity now. Let me pick this first call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir. 90 seconds. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, you are doing a great work. My name is John from Lekki.
Hey, John, that's big my area.
So what I want to say is journalists too, they need to up their game. They need to up their game in the sense that when you went to the fan office to seek information from them concerning the problem, and they were telling you the guy is not around and all that. So when you were reporting, I was expecting you to mention names of the people you were interacting with who refused to help the situation, so that we'll call them out, so that next time they will know that there are some implications for their actions. So that is my point on that.
Okay.
And
okay. I went to the spokesperson office. I said it here. The spokesperson of FAN was in his office, and the secretary is not around. They asked me to drop my number. I drop my number. I go the following day. I go and get a feed. I have to just use another way to get the man's number. At the end of the day, I spoke with him anyway, and they are sure that the president has already intervened, and president have intervened. Thank you very much, sir. Hello, good morning. Okay. 08036 929933 is the number. Let's have a conversation and ask us. No, we used to ask questions. You talk to us.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everybody in the house.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes.
Morning.
My name is Akishola from Yesi, Ogun State.
Hey, that's Ogun State people. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, sir. Concerning about President, our minister, personal assistant, PA, others. You know, this Tinubu government, it doesn't have a division of labor. When he was ruling Lagos, all people who appointed the understand him can never see Tinubu appoint who he cannot control. It is all Babasopi, that is Tinubu government from Lagos. Everybody knows him. I know him very well. So nobody can take decision without take permission from president as he see them. So that is why everybody cannot work with him, because everybody cannot agree that.
But Erufai did not say this. No?
He cannot say it, but when time is reached, you can still see it.
Okay, we hear you.
Okay.
All right. That's the job. One of this job too. Let's hear your call and pick this call again. Hello, good morning.
Very good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Chris Wise.
That's absolutely good. I'm very correct now. So anywhere you've been following you now.
Thank you very much.
God bless you. Now, I did your best in this video.
Thank you very much.
It's so much that I really glad in my heart. You see, he went to farm. To go and find out what's the problem. And that's what is called investigation journalism. We have been doing this long time ago. I know what you do when you really met at a Star FM, you know. No, right now, the African minister wanted to do something good for Nigeria. But your objection is condemning him. I don't condemn that minister at all. Because when you look Nigeria, what problem we have to do is corruption. You collect cash now. You collect half of the money will go to private pocket. Later to do technique, we follow technology to do things in this country. The money to this what will be better for the country. The beginning may be rough. And when you see how it is, Mr. President, when you say a listed president, that's supposed to be. These people are crying, they were suffering, and they get to the land of Mr. President and give another. Stop it for now. Not perpetually. Stop it for now. Later, you modernize it. And the minister, as it is, to read this, is the place superficially rule. All those working there, you have the pamphlet, you have director, you have cleaner, you have everything to do the job. So those people working there that want to know how to do the job, but the minister have taken that direction that will make Nigeria better. Our problem is corruption. And the majority of Nigeria today that pointing out to the politicians. What of we? Because in this country, good morning to you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, I want to say something. See, the minister have done one or two things which is okay, but I am saying in this very particular instance where Nigerians are taken as guinea pigs, that people at the toll gates will be stealing, may have been stealing money. That's not enough to suffer Nigerians. It's not enough because what Nigerians went through. Go around the world, there's no airport where this kind of a thing will happen. People who are going to catch up their flight, look, in our own it's even terrible that we have only small road network that leads to the airport. There's no rail, there's no, so a lot of issues are concerned.
The volume of yourself.
Yeah, I brought it down. Good morning, Patrick from Okota.
Hey, Oga Patrick, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. You see, the experiences that Nigerians went through, for me, I think the Minister of Aviation is supposed to tender a public apology. Because, just like you just said, nowhere in the world, people will have to pay tax on the entrance to airport. So where did this idea come from? Where exactly did it come from? And if it was to be introduced, why didn't we do a thorough research to see how it can function very well, and Nigerian will be better for it? And somebody is saying that the president is having a listening ear. Is that what to say is a listening? Is that the only thing he will listen to? What about all of that cry that we have been crying that he has not listened to? Has he listened to the cries of the people that have died? Where one of you said there, everything must be tied to the president. He must give her that, this, give her that. That system is not working. If Army General is appointed, the chief of defense staff, and something is happening somewhere, he shouldn't listen to the president. He should first of all go there and save lives and go and brief the president. But in our own case here, you allow people to die, people will be killed, people will run away until the president will not give order. That is outright what is not fashionable today in the 21st century. So all these things that we are talking about here, it doesn't give me any peace of mind at all. The Minister of Aviation should tender public apology to all those who suffered during that 1 week period of whatever they went through. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you very much. And as I said, our job is just to ensure that, please, Oga, talk to your people. Just talk to your people, because this thing is very simple, and I will continue to say it. I think we need to be schooling ourselves on implementation of policy. At least policy for the country to move forward, policy will be coming. But implementation is very, very important as it goes. Because if beautiful policy, if the implementation is wrong, hey, oh God, Nigeria, other country, they will be talking another different thing entirely. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Arinze. I'm calling from Sowore.
Hey, Arinze, thank you very much for joining us from Sowore.
I'm good.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I'm so happy you people brought this program up.
Thank you very much, sir.
To tell you the truth,
the way some governments intimidate journalists is totally unacceptable. It's something that have to be stopped. Because journalists is just like a guide, just like that checkmate things. So it's something that they have to see how they can implement it. Let nobody intimidate journalists as long as they are doing the right job. You get me? So please, that's what I just wanted to pass through.
Thank you very much, sir. Wow, thank you very much. We really appreciate that for at least be our own advocate. Thank you extremely very, very much. As I was saying, policy is good, but the implementation, then, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir. Your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Andrew. I'm calling from
From where?
From Ejibo.
Okay, that's my area. Thank you very much for you.
Oh, God bless you, sir. Now you said something about communication and airport. So before you do something or you want to lay the foundation of creating other things, you will think with thoughts of that thing and you think how long that thing is starting before you begin that thing. Now you see now that the whole country now is Nigeria and the giant of Africa and they do not have they don't have a communication network on their own. Formally, there is something we call Niger. Niger is not existing. The other country have to come to the country and establish. And instead, they see the money you say they are making a very amount of money. If that thing, if they are maintaining the Niger, maintain all that thing, think of the future of the how the youth, the children will come up and benefit from those things, then they put that thing in place. Or they sell Niger, they destroy Niger, they destroy our refinery, begin to sell so many things, begin to destroy so many things, and the incoming youth now, they don't have anything to lay hand on. Look at how the people now, they are jobless. The youth now are looking for what to eat, just what to eat. Okay, now what is happening now in the now, look at how kids are killing, they are dying. That's how they massacre human beings in a country like this. It's not too well, though. It's not too good. Sir.
Thank you very much.
It's not too good. It's not too good. It's not too good at all. The system is decayed. It's not that the system is a decayed system. We are not happy at all. God bless you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Well, I do tell people is Nigeria is our country. We must do everything possible to see how to we work extremely very, very fine. Because from Rufai, from Sowore, this country, from Somi and Ogansam, this country is a country that well blessed. Two is that God, like, if I'm allowed to use that as God or Pasha, we have everything.
Yes.
But we suffer for almost everything. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Adolphus from Ejibo.
Hey, Jigo. My people, they call well now. Yeah, not talking.
To me, what Aviation Minister did was right. There is no harm in trial. We are not a developed country as people think. I remember the 80s, Lagos Ibadan Expressway had toll gates. I had a friend who finished secondary school. He was employed as one of the ticketers. Before he knew it, he began to buy cars, not knowing that they printed their own receipt instead of government receipt. I think that informed what Aviation Minister did. He was right. There's no harm in trial. The other one is that journalists report bad news more than good news. Why is this so? Thank you.
All right. Okay, you know, you're not talking. I say now only bad news more than so. Now you go answer or start for this. Okay. Why is this so? Doctor, why is this so?
You know, in actuality, it is only the bad thing that draw interest.
Yeah.
If you hear that maybe somebody just passed his exams, you say, okay, congratulations, you just move on. But when you hear now that somebody went to the exam and there was a fight there, it is that one that everybody want to focus attention to. So that is why it looks as if that bad news, journalists, report bad news. No, they highlight the incidents that ought not to be. And that is what people call bad news.
Even Nigerians can help us. Out of 10, just that was focused.
Exactly.
Where is that one? Talk about the 9.
So the 9 lepers that didn't come. It's only one person that he recognized.
Yes.
Even Judas himself.
Yeah. Out
of the 12, because he misbehaved. What of Peter, Paul, and all of this? Jesus Christ did not, say anything about them. But it is this one that is. He said, "This person whose hand is here is one that will betray me." That's where the attention and focus, went to.
There's one of these theory.
So that is just how it is.
There's one of this theory in criminology, and they say that why is it that people that are compliant, they are not rewarded? You understand? People that they don't follow one way, they are very, very obedient, they follow rules and regulations. Nobody reward them. But if by chance they make a mistake, nobody will check you. For the past 10 years, this man has never one day flouted the law. But just one like this, they say no, he must go to prison.
Because you are not even expected to make mistake for one.
Wow. So no verse. Nobody say would they follow only bad that story. Good morning of your set.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
I define small.
My name is Pascal.
Okay. Pascal, where are you
I'm calling from Jakande Ilogo.
Okay. Jakande Ilogo. Where is that?
From Kukuna.
Okay. Talk to us.
Please, about what that man talk. Generally, you are doing your work. People are appreciating you. You people are doing your work.
Thank you, sir.
That's way they talk say you are reporting bad news more than. You just be like the man. Just be like the people who don't want this Nigerian to move forward.
No,
I'm very happy you people are doing a great work. But what I'm just, we get one thing I want you to talk. It's not about this work. It's not about this thing that people are saying now. It's about our work for clearing and forwarding our papa. Hello?
What's happening there?
Now, the thing that is happening there, all the MSP, all the shipping line now, they are not receiving container, and that place now is blocking now. They are not receiving container. They add money and they give additional money for people now. They are suffering. Now government are not talking anything. But only Nigeria, when they come Nigeria, they behave anyhow. The shipping company charges now, he has gone up. They add money. And secondly, about this FOU, last month I went to FOU to go and work. All the things they are doing, I don't know whether federal government know about. But as you used to go and do your work for FOU, and they will tell you to, before you reach gate, they will tell you to submit your every about, submit your phone, submit everything about you before you enter. I can't even imagine. Even though I thought that it's only prison here, that if you want to enter prison here, you submit everything you have. But the other thing, for FOU now, they are doing it.
Okay.
You government stop now.
You know what we are going to do? What we are going to do? I know person from the. I'll find a way to. After the show, we will find a way to drag them to the studio. Let them come and explain what is actually going on there. We appeal to them to come and explain.
When you reach Keja to go and walk inside, they will tell you should drop your phone, drop everything about you before you enter. All these things, they are doing all this because of their dubious way. And government is not looking. I thought that if you only 3 years that if you want to enter prison, you can drop your phone. But if this iPhone you want to go and do your container.
That's a custom office, Abi, in
yes, custom office in Kenya.
Okay.
Kenya.
Don't worry.
And they will stay for road. They will stay for work here, disturbing people. Work that they are setting, they are clear everything for work, and they will stay for road, disturbing people. My brother, it's terrible. Federal government should look over it, and I really thank you, brother. I thank you because last 2 weeks, you do a great work for me. Not that do the same thing, but
all right. What would if it is come to find a way to reach out to Abdullahi Aliu and the customs spokesperson and let it come and we'll beg him so that they know say we'll report bad news. We'll beg him to come and provide some information to us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah.
This is Crystal Money calling from Lagos.
Okay, Lagos. Which part of Lagos?
Ijebu.
Okay, Ijebu. Talk to us. 90 seconds.
Actually, in regard to the topic, which I think second to the last caller made a comment about the journalists always bring up bad news.
Hello. The bad news is your call drop. So that one on network. No be. I know you touch the phone. So that okay. Let me pick this. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Sorry, sir. I call back, sir. Hello,
okay.
sir.
Okay. Talk to us now.
I beg. People, the human beings can come up with their opinion. The opinion of saying that the journalists they spread out the bad news in this country. They are the only people that is holding this country and good. The only journalists that is saying the truth in this country now. Other people forget about it. So it should not come up and say the journalists are spreading. It's what is happening in the country that you come up, you bring it out. If the good thing is coming up, come up with the good thing, and if bad thing is coming up, you come up with the bad thing. Why is it saying that the journalists are spreading the bad news, the good and the good news? What good news are we hearing in this country every day? If you wake up every day, it's bad news, then what do you expect you to come out from the journalists? Please, I don't let them not spread this thing and the people begin to take it as if the journalists are spreading the bad news. It's not a good thing. Let us tell ourselves the truth. And it's an age man supposed to say the truth. What is happening in the country? Say the truth. Not that you will be covering and be meandering and be telling the word that the journalists are spreading the bad news. It's what is happening. That is what people are coming up with. We are listening to you people every day. So God bless you all and continue with your work, and God will continue to bless you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. You know, your God don't tell you now. Say that they make us to develop thick skin. So it's not he's not challenging you to roll, because that's why I'm ensuring our guy is here, and we thank him very much. They build our skin like Oluma Rock. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. This is Barnabas calling from Ajebule.
Hey, that's AJ. They call it AJ what?
City.
AJ City, yes.
AJ City, you are right.
Yes.
AJ City.
I'm happy to hear from our Petros. I call them Petros because it's not easy. It's not easy to face people who are not interested in the truth. I'm talking, thanking Mr. Sowore and Rufai. Thank them for their patriotic effort. You see that we have a prosperous and respectful nation.
Thank you very much.
Yes, where citizens are given their rightful place. And for the journalists, honestly, I doff my heart for them. It's a kind of thankless job. If you go to the memory lane, you remember what is his name, the one that was killed through letter bomb, Delegiwa. If not, some people today, nobody remembers him because of the journalist work he was doing. So the journalist work today in Nigeria, they are endangered species. When I was paying much attention in print media, I was reading something then that they said, what if bad news to people is good news to the print media, because that is what catches people's attention.
Right.
The people,
Thank
people
you.
in the field of journalists, they should not abandon the country. They should continue. It's a great sacrifice.
All right, thank you
Have a
very
good
much.
day, sir.
Thank you very much. Oga Sam
Yeah.
Ayamu is supposed to be outside. If he's a well-traveled person, but he decided to come here, he's the one encouraging us to. So if he can move around the world and is here, doing very, very well in training, imparting knowledge into our people that are coming to this profession, we'll continue to follow your back, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning. This should be our last call for today. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Let's do it in 70 seconds if you don't mind.
Yeah,
I beg.
thanks for the job you are doing this morning.
Thank you
I
very
just
much.
want to talk about journalism because I'm personally interested. Like, I have a fellow involved in the Nigeria saga. So, they used to joke in those days that when dog bites man, it's no news. But if a man bites dog, that's the news. So there's no, I think that's the ethic of journalism. Yeah. Well done.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Appeal to you. That should be our last call. Please, I will be here next week by the special grace of God. Doctor, let me start with you. How do we close? Your closing thought, please.
Okay. Thank you so much. In a fragile democracy, just like we have here in this country today, the media and in fact the journalists can't afford to stand by. They should get involved. They should be very, very active and make sure that they perform the role, statutory role demanded of them by the Constitution. Because when the media fails, democracy will deepen. In the same way, when media succeeds or thrives, democracy and the society will be happy for it.
Wow, thank you very much. That is the voice of Dr. Ezedinachi Anyanwu. Is a scholar, is a public servant, and is called, in fact, is a human resource expert. Let me put it that very well. And he is the director, National Broadcast Academy of Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. Thank you very. I really appreciate disturbing you this morning to be here.
The pleasure is mine.
You nearly reached here before me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate
that is how we are fabricated.
Once a soldier is always a soldier.
Exactly.
And I pray for you under your leadership. The school, the institute will continue to move forward, and in fact, just a very unique one.
Thank you so much.
Unique one, because I passed through that very place, and it's a blessing to me.
Yes,
it's a blessing to me. So
it's very, very obvious.
Sowore Ranta is a philosopher, author, and is a very, very wonderful individual too. I've been disturbing him. We'll continue to have here. Is equally a publisher, and is into reporting everything about SME, business, and the rest of them. He put money on a lot of people's pockets. Thank you very much, Somi, for joining us. Your closing thought, please.
Yes, let me also first of all by thanking Dr. Anyanwu. I also passed through.
Okay,
can you imagine?
that grade school, at JRA.
Yes.
Now back to what we're saying. You see, there's a misconception about the journalist. What he does is for the good of all. You see, I don't want to talk about the first recording you played.
Okay.
Because FFK, according to OBJ,
ambassador,
he loves to dance. If you sing for him, he will dance for you. If you don't sing for him, Kasalago boss.
Right.
Now, for the governor of Abia State, he's been performing the highest performing governor in this. Sometimes power gets into our head, and but I'm glad that he corrected himself. Because that was an opportunity for him to showcase,
They would have give that journalist a how do you call it?
It's not too late. You should call that journalist. You should call that when you talk about a listening leader. That is the man you should be talking about. You know, you should call that man and have a one-on-one with him, so that the guy will become an apostle, a disciple, not by coercion, but out of his own volition, having been explained, things to him. So you should call that guy back. That shouldn't be the end of it. Then for the man in Edo,
my able governor.
Yes, your governor. He should know that Edo has produced and still providing leadership before now. So he has a lot of job on his hands. Sacrifice is not all that he will expect from Edo. So please, he should draw a line and act like a leader, which is supposed to be. Finally, on this whole matter, I want to thank everybody. The journalist must continue to do his job, just like the philosopher will continue to ask questions, ultimate questions about ultimate reality. The journalist must ask questions about good governance and hold leaders accountable who cannot shake that responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Somi Uranta. I will call it Talke Rufai Husseini, Arise TV, Moyelo Sowore, Sahara reporter, and it's called a presidential candidate for AA. This is how we end today's show. By the special grace of God, next week, I am trying to shake the table of the security agency. Let's see what they are owing us. Let's see what they are owing us. Because just as journalists owing this country, how this country will move forward, the security agency are deeply owing us, because I do tell people, when you wear that uniform, police, when you wear road safety uniform, when you wear army uniform, it's a responsibility. If at all, just know that when you say Nigeria Army, if at all I know they behave before, when you say Nigeria Police, if at all I know they behave, for the sake of that cloth, I need to try as much as possible to behave. By special grace of God, that is what we'll be looking at next week. My name is Joseph Olorusha. This is VOP 19. Pomtere will continue to find a way for us to chart the way forward for this country. I'm true, I am true, I am true. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and bye-bye for now.